Yeah, unfortunately, there's no such thing as snow days or sick days ananymore, really. You can always do it online.
Unless no snow days.
What if my
Unless
Wi-Fi don't actually go?
Okay, here we go. This is a 5-minute lesson. Here it is. We have learned that the graph of an equation in the form of y equals mx plus b is a straight line with the slope is m and the y-intercept is b. Correct? That we've learned many, many times. Okay? The form y equals mx plus b can be used to determine the equation of a line when the slope information, following information is given. If you're given the slope, if you're given the y-intercept, you just hammer it out. Very simple. Okay, so write the equation of a line passing through the point 0,2 with a slope of 5 halves. Ready? Every time you see the words, the equation of a line, you will start with y equals mx plus b. Every time. Now you must fill in 2 letters to be finished. M and b. Do you know what m is? So we simply write down y equals 5 over 2. You must write the x. Please don't forget the x. And then the b is the y-intercept. Did they give us the y-intercept? Kind of hidden, but yes, they did. When you see this, just quickly give yourself a little coordinate there and go plot the point 0,2. Oh, right there. Guess what that is? That's your y-intercept. So we simply go plus 2, and there's a mark. Like it requires no calculations. It just requires putting in the m and the b and keeping the y and the x where they belong. Yeah? Simple. Okay. Here we go. Each line on the grid passes 3 points with integer coordinates. So in other words, they're telling us that when we see them, we have to guess if it's a 0.2 or something. They have integer coordinates. And yes, and then in each case, take the slope and the y-intercept of the line and then determine them. So let's talk about line 1. Okay, line 1. What is the slope of line 1? Well, what should we do?
-3.
The slope of line 1 is this blue line here.
3 over 1.
So if I pick 2 spots, like how about here, and it looks like it's going right through there, would this be up 3 over 1? I think the slope of that is 3 over 1. Oops, that's a 1. And,
You rise 1.
oh yeah, sorry, up 1 over 3. Thank you very much. Sorry, up 1 over 3. And what about the y-intercept? What is b?
So it's all 3.
No, what is b? -4. That's where it crosses the y-axis. Correct? Write it down. You understand? So now we can write the equation of that line. It's pretty easy. Y equals 1/3 x minus 4. Done. Okay, line 2. What's the slope of line 2?
Falls 3.
So you gotta go pick some points. Like, how can you tell? Well, go find some places where the line crosses exactly through the cross beams. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would pick like this one, and I would probably pick that one right there. See how they're exactly through the crosshairs? Like, do you know what I mean? Like if you're looking through a scope and you have that X in the middle, you want to put it right on there. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so this is down 3 over 2. And where does it cross the y-axis? Okay, here's your line. You're going, really? Is this all we have to learn today?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Oh, I know.
Seriously, this
Like,
is all
seriously,
you
this is
explained
it?
Yesterday?
Okay, now we're still going to throw a few variations at you. Okay,
Uh-oh. Here comes the funny bit.
here we go. Class example number 3. It says, you determine the equation of a line. So what are you going to do?
Determine the equation of a line.
You're going to write down y equals mx plus b. Because every time you see the equation of a line, you're going to write down y equals mx plus b. What do we have to fill in? M and b. What are you going to do with the x and the y? Leave it where they are. So it says, I'm going to write my own line, but the equation of my line is going to be parallel to this one. What does that word parallel mean? Tell Cece. She wasn't here yesterday.
The
What?
same slope.
The same slope. Parallel lines, same steepness, never crossing, parallel. The same slope. So what is the slope of this line? Which one should I use out of that?
1/3.
1/3. Here's the slope. So I'm going to use it. So I'm going to say, okay, mine is the same as that one. What about the y-intercept? And it says, parallel to that one, and it has the same y-intercept as this line. So which part of that should I use? Boom, done. You understand? You're writing your own line, but you're using information from the two lines they gave you. All right. See what else they can throw at us. Next question, part B, it says, okay, we're going to make the equation of a line. And it's going to go through that 0.09. Okay, now, through the 0.09. Okay, just, man, I don't really know for sure. I'm kind of hesitant. 0.9. Oh, yep. That is the y-intercept. Okay, that's my y-intercept right there. So that's my 9. I'll put a 9 there. Kind of going backwards. And then I need to find the slope. Okay, read again. Determine the equation of the following line passing through the 0.09. Did that. It's perpendicular to the line joining these 2 points. What do we have left to fill into our equation? Slope. We don't have the slope. What did they give us? 2 other points. So what would be useful? How would we do this, Kylie? Go find the slope of these 2 points. That might be useful. Let's go find the slope of this line. It's not ours. But let's go find the slope of this one. Okay, so we're going to take these 2 points. This is x, this is y. Make sure you label. I'm going to go y minus y over x minus x. So we're going to go, let's go, how about 0 minus a minus 6? And we should go -5 minus 2. You agree with me? I went the right direction. I was consistent, top and bottom. Remember how to find slope vector? Okay. So finish up on your page. Tell me what you get for slope.
-6 over 7.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to have a 6 over 7 that's negative. I don't care where the negative goes. You can put the negative on the top or the bottom or in front. It doesn't really matter. Now that's the slope of the line that joins those 2 points. What am I supposed to use in my line? Perpendicular. Perpendicular slopes mean what?
Opposite.
So what should I use, Danny, in my line?
7 over 6.
Don't forget to put the x in. Make sense? All right. Class example 4 says the diagram shows the display from a graphing calculator's screen. Okay, now careful on this one. The intercepts are integers. Determine the equation of the line shown. What should I write down on my page? Thank you. Say it louder, Abby. Y equals mx plus b. It says the equation of the line. What do you got to know? What do you have to fill in? M and B, slope and y-intercept, over and over and over again, okay? Repeat. So, I look over there at that little picture, but you gotta do a little work over there. So, I can't find my slope by going, well, it fell 2 and went over, looks like 4, 2 over 4, down -1/2. You can't do that. Why?
Scales are different.
The scale's all funky on it. So go get your scale and figure out what those points actually are. It says the scale on the x is by 5. So this is 5, 10, 15, 20, right? Like write those in there. You have to know that or you're going to get all messed up. What's the scale on the y? 7. Weird. So this is 7 and this is 14. So to go from one intercept to the next, how far did I actually fall? Let's go find the slope over here. I went down 14 and over 20. So really I have -7 over 10. You know what I mean? Do I need that slope? Yeah, I do. Okay. So far, so good. Fill in your x and y. Don't forget them. And then what's the b? That's the y-intercept. 14. Done. Not so hard. So you just have to go check your scale out, okay? 'Cause that's a little bit easy. Okay, one more thing to teach you, and we're done, right? Has it been hard today?
Yeah.
What's the key to today?
Just have to write plus.
Y equals mx plus b. What was the key to yesterday? Y equals mx plus b. Guess what the key is going to be for tomorrow? Okay, it really doesn't get much different than that. All right. Now, just a reminder on you. Can you show me, state the slope of line 1? So line 1 is this line here. What's the slope of that? Do you remember what we learned about horizontal lines?
0.
0. Yes, the slope is 0. Does it have a y-intercept? Yeah. So if I had to write the equation of the line, I would write y equals 0x plus 4. Oh, you mean y equals 4. All right, 0 times x is just nothing. Did you already know that? That a y equals like 18 will be a horizontal line crossing at 18? We kind of learned that from when we were graphing. Remember when we were saying like, when will the height be 17? Well, if height is 17, we put y equals 17 and made that line come across. Remember that? In your graphic calculator, maybe somewhere?
Oh, yeah.
So we already kind of knew that, but that's okay, we're just learning. So what do you think the equation of horizontal line number 2 will be? This one down here. What do you think the equation of that line is?
-4.
No, give me the equation of the line.
Y
Y equals -6. Truly, every horizontal line that crosses the y-axis will be written as y equals. Okay, that number. Y equals 7, crosses at 7, goes across. Okay, so what do you think the vertical line will be? What's the slope of line 3? Line 3 is this one up here. What's the slope of that? Undefined. So slope, whoa, maybe something else. Undefined. Does it have a y-intercept? None. So it has a totally different equation. What do you think the equation of that's going to be?
Actually, yeah.
It is something, but it's not a y equals. It's an x equals. This is the equation. X equals -3. You cannot use y equals mx plus b to do that because it doesn't even get to y. There's no slope and there's no y-intercept. So guess what? Every vertical line crosses the x-axis, so it's an x equals equation. Get it? Horizontal lines cross the y-axis, so they're y equals. All right. Good. There it is. Y equals is when you have a horizontal line, super important. X equals something is a vertical line. Okay? Yes?
What if you have a vertical line right on the y?
That's an x equals 0. So if you're ever confused by that, because I used to get confused, so when I draw this line, like here, he's talking about, okay, what if I draw this line on here? What's the equation of that line? Well, just scoot over. What would the equation of that line be? Would it be an x equals or a y equals?
But there's no y-intercept?
It would be x equals. So this is still an x equals 0.
Okay.
Yeah. Just like we did before when we wanted to find this intercept, like that, when we wanted to do that, we found this equation and then we made this y equals, right? Because horizontal lines are always y equals 0. Yeah. Okay, good. One more thing. Oh yeah, one more last little point. Let's do it quick. It says determine the equation of the line passing through the point -2 and 8. Let's go graph -2 and 8. Just real fast, just quick. -2, 8. There it is, right? We'll just pretend. Agreed? Okay, there's -2 and 8. By the way, if you do these quickly by hand, it's best if you make it kind of pretty good, right? I mean, don't make the spaces really far in between. Okay, -2 and 8, and it says determine the equation of a line that is parallel to the y-axis that goes through that point. This is the y-axis, right? Parallel would be this way. What's the equation of that line? X equals -2. All right? What if I wanted to be parallel to the x-axis going through that point, parallel to the x-axis would go this way? What's the equation of that line? Perfect, good. Okay, you have some homework, go.